But like you were saying, after you get your master's, I don't know if you plan on getting your
Most
PhD.
likely not. No.
Okay. Well, either way,
Either way.
going straight into the workforce, to me that kind of, metaphorically speaking, seems like getting into a cold pool. Do you want to walk in or jump in? Jumping
True.
in is usually not the preferred option, but it always works out better in the end, and everybody knows that. You jump in, it's gonna
Exactly.
be over fast.
It's true.
Um,
It's true.
so, yeah, I think you're gonna jump in, and I think you'll be fine.
I appreciate that. I mean, I've kind of had to. I mean, Summer B, I definitely had to, because what I felt was basically I was an RA, but with a GHD badge on me. Because for Summer B, like the training's only a few days for the RAs, but for me, I only had 2 sessions
Ooh.
of training as a GHD. So basically, it was learning on the job for me.
Oh man.
So, I mean, it was a little awkward because I was a first timer, and all 5 of my RAs were newcomers themselves. So, which could have been a good thing because we were both in the same position, like we both understood there's some leeway to, some give and take because we were both on the same page. But there's a lot of questions I didn't have the answers to, and I think they understood that, which was good. But there's a lot of times where, I mean, I was just going off of what I knew as an RA. But I think the experience for 2 years definitely helped me. But during the Summer B semester, definitely helped me just see things from a different perspective. And I mean, you can see things from a certain perspective as an RA, but it's a little bit heightened once you are a supervisor for a team of RAs. But just I mean, as an RA, you have to be the coach for your residents and sometimes for your staff members if they need the help. But as an RA, I mean, as a GHD, I mean, you're dealing with staff of RAs who are in charge of a staff of residents. I mean, the responsibility factor is just times 10.
Yeah.
But
Shoots up.
and I mean, you're gonna have questions, you're gonna have calls throughout the week, weird hours of the night, and so are you. I mean, it's just part of the job. And I mean, with each issue, with each crisis, with each talk you have with a resident or an RA, I mean, with each deep conversation you have, I mean, you're building as a person too, and you're affecting that person positively as well. So, I mean, every person you touch, you're gonna touch in a positive way. So, I mean, whether you're an RA, resident, GHD, I mean, it's a good experience. I think it's been a good experience so far.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. I feel that in college, people don't really give a lot of respect to RAs. I know, like, I respected you last year. I told you this before. I respected you last year, but after going through this training, like, I had no idea all the crap that you went through, and that's what it is, man. You went through some crap.
You're thrown into it.
And I mean, just all the things that you had to deal with last year. I thought we were a great floor, and like we were a good floor, but I could see the times where you were probably like, oh man,
Why am I involved with this?
yeah, like
Let's just step away.
here we go.
Yes. I mean, that's gonna happen. I mean, like they've been telling us, like you've been told, I've been told the past 3 years, I mean, it's a fishbowl syndrome. Like, we're one of the most respected and looked upon student leaders on campus. I mean, we're the role models for our residents. I mean, if you're on campus, off campus, I mean, if the resident sees you or someone around the campus who's also a resident in another area who knows who you are, I mean, they're going to look to you as a role model.
Mm-hmm.
You might not know every single resident in this area, but every single resident might know you.
Oh yeah.
So you are living in a fishbowl. So just you have to be eyes and ears what you're doing around campus, off campus. So I mean you're held to that standard. I mean rightfully so, I guess, because you chose to have this job and position for a reason. Because you're going to be that resource and first responder to any crisis or anything that your resident needs you for. So you signed up for that, and you're going to be held to that standard.
Oh yeah. Even if like you were kind of pushed into it.
Yeah, I mean for viewers at home, I mean, I actually didn't sign up to be on RA. I was actually the president of our area council for the Graham area, which we are in. Well, Tyler is in this year. I'm in across campus now, but that's okay.
Sadly.
I know. But I was actually going to do a second year of that, but I guess the person on the first floor of our building dropped out the last second. They needed someone, but didn't have any viable candidates, so my supervisor actually contacted me. He's like, hey, would you be interested in pursuing this job? So I gave it a day's thinking over, and I took the job, and that was that. So I had no idea what to expect. I mean, a week later I was in training, and as Tyler told you, it was definitely a lot of crap thrown at me, but I mean, there's points at training where I was like, what did I get myself into? I mean, I saw people who I was on AG with, area government with, and I saw them having a good time. I was like, geez, I could be having that good time. But
Mm-hmm.
I stuck through it, and it was actually one of the best decisions of my life. I mean, I met a lot of cool people on my staff. I met some great residents on the floor. I mean, made a great friendship with you. So, I mean, I owe that all to becoming an RA. So, and I mean, it's been a great experience. I mean, it's kind of hard to conceptualize that into words, but you definitely see yourself looking back on it. I mean, there's so many tough days. It's like, why did I get myself into this? But some days you just reflect, and it's like, I mean, this is a great role to have. I mean, not many people have this opportunity to grow as a person. I mean, this is a role where you can grow in so many ways. I mean, I've grown as a person through this role. Just the people I've met, resident-wise, staff-wise. I mean, other GHGs, pro staff. I mean, everybody affects your life in some way. And I mean, I've been touched by a lot of interesting and thoughtful and
Sharon.
yes, Miss Sharon. We've all been touched by Miss Sharon. Yeah, if we want to or not in a weird way, but
We went to that dark place of the internet.
yes, we did. But yeah, I mean, it's been a growth experience. So, a growing experience. Sorry for the grammatical incorrect. Incorrect.
It's
Yeah.
all good.
It's okay.
You're right. Like, you can look at we have to make little poster boards for the floors, and you could look at, there's one way I grew. I mean, look at the first one I made is the fire safety one, and it is, it is atrocious. And then the other two, like, I got pretty good. I think it's because I really, like, I made the fire safety one yesterday. The other two I made today, and I was in that zone today. After dealing with the crises, I was like, this is what it is to have people rely on you, to be an RA, to be in the spotlight. Like, to be in that fishbowl. I might just be in these situations that they're throwing at me, and I'm gonna have to handle them. I'm gonna have to take responsibility, of this person whose life could be at risk potentially, and I'm gonna have to just follow through with that situation.
Exactly.
Someone who's going through my worst fear,
Exactly.
possibly.
Exactly.
So that's tough, but honestly, it's kind of harping on one of the other videos I think we did already was like, you don't know these people's story like ours, like yours, like I was saying earlier, RAs last year, I respected you. I didn't respect you nearly as much as I do now, which I thought was hard to do, but like, like, you don't know their West Side story.
True, this is true.
So just show these people respect, because they're very important, very special people. Everyone you meet, has something to them, whether they feel like they're important or not. That's something I learned in the suicide room. Whether they feel important or not, every single person has experienced something in their life that is very special to just them. Very unique to just them. Everyone is unique in their own way, and to let your own selfishness oppress them, or to let your own fears oppress you, that's a shame.
It is.
It's a terrible thing, and I feel that it is. We're slowly running out of time. We got about another minute here, but I feel that this is a very good finishing point. If you have any closing statements.
I mean, everybody has some growing to do. I mean, don't stunt your growth. Let it happen. You're gonna make mistakes.
Let it happen.
Embrace them. Work on them. And you'll be fine. Just be the good person. Just be as good as a person you can. Just treat others respectfully. Just be a good person. Just do good. I think Maya Angelou said it best. Just do good.
Yeah, it's not as hard as we make it out to be. I think
not.
that we are trying to make it harder than it is.
Oh, for sure. And during that growth process, it's gonna be hard. We're gonna fight ourselves tooth and nail, but it's necessary. We've all gone through that growth period, and it needs to happen.
Do not be afraid to be a good person.
Exactly.
Don't be afraid to care.
Exactly.
Anyway, guys, this is right about where I need to end, so I hope you liked it. I hope you really learned a lot from this talk that we had. Thanks for coming in, Josh.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
I hope you guys like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Shadow Rockets out.